Hi! Today I want to talk about the ethics of self-care. So I've always been aware of the relationship between ethics and self-care. And I don't know if that's just because of the way I was brought up, like something that I learned growing up, or if I just innately always sort of had a feel for this. But I have noticed it in every job that I've ever had, that it's important I take care of myself, rest, eat well, manage my mood in such a way that I can perform well at work and do a good job. Because to me, when I'm working, it's really uncomfortable to do a half-assed job. If I found myself in a situation where I was in a job where I was just kind of going through the motions, like I'm not really into this, it's not really important to me, I can't show up and do my best, then I wouldn't be in that job for very long because it would just be so uncomfortable for me. So in all the jobs that I've had, I felt a sense of wanting to have a good work ethic and wanting to do a good job. I've mostly worked for myself, but I've mucked out stalls. That was one of my first jobs. Made sandwiches in a deli. I worked at a frame shop, matting and framing people's photographs and artwork. And those were all situations where it was important to me to do a good job and I took pride in my work. So I think this really applies to any job, but particularly I'm noticing it a lot because I'm a massage therapist and I've been super busy. And massage therapy is just a career where you feel this, like on a cellular level. So this reality of needing to take care of myself so that I can show up for my clients and do the best job possible has been just slapping me in the face the last couple months that I've been super busy. So there are a few times when I came up really hard against my limits because my schedule was increasing. A couple things happened. My capacity for how much work I can do increased because I got used to working more, but I also came up really hard against those limits and learned what they were and really learned how many massages I am capable of giving in a day, week, month. So for me, I learned that currently my limit is 18.5 hours. And that's made up of mostly 90-minute and 2-hour sessions, a handful of hour and 75-minute sessions here and there. And I learned that my daily limit is 4.5 hours. So that would be like 3 90-minute sessions or like maybe a 2-hour, a 90-minute, and a 1-hour. So 4.5 hours, that's all I got in me. And I know that about myself because there were a couple of appointments in the last 2 months where I was doing the last appointment of the day and there was just nothing left. I felt completely drained, completely exhausted, completely empty, and I felt kind of guilty in those moments. But it was innocent because I didn't do this intentionally. It's just that I got really busy and I didn't know any better. I have a better feel for what my limit is now. And of course, when that happened a couple times, I did the best I could. It was just taking a lot more concentration. And there were moments when my body was like, oh my God, not this again. No more of this. We can't do this anymore. And it was just looking at the clock. There's 10 more minutes left. Then this is over. And then it's time to eat dinner and go to bed. And just this icky kind of anticipation. I don't want to feel that way during a massage because generally when everything's going well in a massage, I feel really professionally competent and I feel in flow. It's a very in flow, meditative kind of state. So when I push myself too far and my body is telling me, please, no more massage today, it feels really gross and I feel guilty about it because it's my responsibility to set everything up so that that doesn't happen. So during this time that I was working a lot, I really had to double down on my self-care, my stretching routines. I was sleeping longer, 8 or 9 hours instead of 7 or 8 hours, and kind of felt like an athlete in training some of the time. I really had to focus on eating the proper nutrition and taking really good care of myself because it's part of my work ethic so that I can show up and do a really great job. I remember one time working in a spa, and when you're a massage therapist, it's really frustrating because you might have days off, but almost every day off that you have, you're going to get a call from the spa saying, hey, can you fill in for Sally? Can you fill in for Jane? Jane's hamster had to go to the ER. Can you come fill in for her? And there's always these emergencies. And when you're the really on time, reliable, solid person, you're the one they're going to call. And somebody has to give that massage because there's a client who's looking forward to it. Somebody who paid a big chunk of money for this service. And they're going to be super disappointed if Jane is out sick or Sally is at the ER with her sick hamster. Somebody's got to do it. But I remember this time that I was filling in for someone. I was kind of bummed out about it because it was supposed to be a day off for me. And then there's all this gossip in the dispensary, you know, the supply dispensary closet. I came to find out, well, Sally didn't come for her Saturday shift because she was blackout drunk Friday night. That's not cool. That's unethical. It's unethical to make your coworkers clean up your mess, you know, fill in for your responsibility. Like, you can't binge drink on a Friday night if you've got appointments on Saturday. It's just not okay. That's one way that self-care in the workplace is important, in that not only could it affect the clients or customers that you're trying to serve, but also your coworkers and your support team that's all around you. It's just like really not fair. It takes everybody like taking care of themselves in order to get the job done. So yeah, now I know my limit, 18.5 hours. I'm taking really good care of myself. Some massage therapists can do way more than that. Like, maybe I'm a lightweight. Some massage therapists can do 20 or 25 in a week, but generally they have a support team. Like, they also have a receptionist and somebody that's doing the laundry. Like, they just show up to work and the laundry's already done. So for me, I'm the receptionist and, you know, customer service person. Lots of messaging, emailing, helping people find the office if they're lost on the way, doing all the laundry. And there's also 30 minutes in between each appointment just in order to sanitize everything and get ready for the next person and, you know, maybe eat a snack if there's time. So for me, as a solo practitioner, I can really only handle 18.5 hours. So anyway, just something to think about. I've been reflecting on that a lot, just like how important self-care is in the workplace and how it relates to work ethic. And that's really all I have to say about that.